Have you ever lost someone close to you and you think to yourself, if they just didn't take the bike that day, or if I would have been there, it never would have happened. I've been there. I've rode with a person one day and they were gone the next. What if I tell you, if you watch this video to the end, yes, you, that you could save your life and the ones you love, or you could die. It's your choice. Let's get into it. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Welcome to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening, and today we're going to talk about 8 things you could do to not get killed on these roads. Number 1, never ride beyond your skill level. Let me tell you a story about a prospect that did everything in his power to be part of this motorcycle club. This brother did everything in his power to get this motorcycle. He acquired it and he was just learning how to ride so he could be in the club. So this brother had a slower bike because he couldn't afford to get the bikes that some of the more established brothers had, and they were riding sport bikes at the time. So he had a weaker bike. So he was constantly trying to catch up. His so-called brothers in the club constantly were telling him, yo, you got to keep up, you got to keep up. So they're going through these twisty turns, and what does the kid do? He gets hurt badly. He totals his bike. There's no way he has enough money to get into another bike. He had insurance issues, the whole 9. So what happens? He goes through months of paying dues. He's paying for a bike that he can't ride anymore. Everybody's telling him, why is he doing it? Take the debt. He doesn't want his credit to get messed up. So what happens a couple of months later? There's a lot of animosity. He's the guy that doesn't have a bike now. And that's how it is in clubs. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. You don't have a bike, you're not looked at as a regular member of the club. They look down on you. Number 2, don't learn to ride on the road. Learn in a parking lot. Now I'm gonna tell you a story about myself. The first time I learned to ride, why the person that took me to learn how to ride took me on the road. He wasn't thinking to himself, this person has never rode a bike in his life. Like, I literally had no experience. I never rode dirt bikes, any kind of bike before. I'm telling him this. And what does he do? He brings me onto a regular road. So the first time I make a turn, it's in live traffic. So I'm headed up and he's like motioning that we're gonna make the left. When I tell you that, my heart dropped, because to the left is water, literally. Like, it's a little bridge you turn and then there's water. Why would the first turn that I make be in a situation like that? So what do? I go to make the turn, and he told me before, you have to lean which side you're going with, right? So if you're going left, you got to lean left. I try to do it like a bicycle because I was going slow. So I try to turn the bike instead of just giving it throttle and going left with it to go left. You know, it was my first day, literally my first day riding a motorcycle. And there was a car coming in the other lane, and I tried to hurry up and go. And what did I do? I laid the bike down. First day taking it out, I got dents on it, brand new bike. It was a Star Striker. That bike rode pretty good too. That bike took a beating. Little advice, if you're getting a new bike, get something that, like, if it gets beat up, it's not a new Harley Davidson or something. But more of the story is, if somebody's telling you for the first time to ride on a road, do not take their advice and go with someone that will take you in a parking lot and teach you how to make the turns and let you get used to it. Number 3, never skip wearing protective gear. Always wear your helmet, your gloves, your boots, the appropriate clothing to protect yourself. I don't care what kind of club you in. If you are not a skilled rider, don't try to show off for anybody. I'm the type of person, I just ride with the Ghost of Ellie mask. You can get those on www.demonsroad.com. Some shades, a bandana, or a hat. I could do that cool stuff because I've been riding forever, and it's not great to do that either. I don't advise that. Wear the lid. You can wear this mask to protect because it helps you from the rocks hitting your face. It's better than a bandana when it's cold too. The cold hits it. So it's good. Dress for the slide, not the ride, when you're new to this culture and you're just learning about how to maneuver on a bike. Number 4, never ride without insurance. Make sure you have the proper insurance for your bike, because if you dump that thing, you will be in a world of trouble. I had a situation where I had a brother, they would like lend him the bike. This is when I was still new at riding. I had a nightmare in the beginning with the club when I was just learning how to ride. They would like let the brother ride the bike to the event. You could jump in the car with us. So what happens? He takes the bike on the road. He hits a bad pothole. He destroys my bike. So I don't advise you do this, but this is what I did and it actually worked. We had some friends that had a pickup truck. They came and got it and brought it to the crib. I immediately put insurance on the bike and then I waited a month and put in a claim and it actually went through. I don't know how we made that happen, but we did make it happen and I wound up getting another bike. But you don't want to go through that situation. Put insurance on your bike. Number 5, never ride under the influence. I know people with 0 miles in a motorcycle club. They don't have miles in. They don't know how to ride like that yet. And they're at a club event drinking. Why would you be drinking? The type of focus that you need to be on the road. Why would you go to a club event and drink and then at nighttime come back drunk? You know how many people die just off that alone? Do not do that. Do not try to impress people. Be on your game. Same with smoking, all of it. If you're on twos, respect that bike or you will learn the hard way. Number 6, never tailgate. This is a pet peeve of mine. I don't know about you, but it annoys me when I see a motorcycle sitting right on the ass of a truck, of a car. Like, bro, if they hit the brakes, your life is over. Your kids are never gonna see their father again. Your wife is never gonna see their husband again because you want to tailgate. It doesn't make any sense to me. But people say to themselves, oh, I'm a good rider. I know how to slow down at the last second or whatever. But what if you're trying to swerve into that other lane and there's another car coming even faster? It's not a good situation and I don't understand why people do it. Even to this day, all the years I've been riding, I don't respect it. I give cars their space and I don't act like a motorcycle is built to take an impact of a car. A lot of people ride their bike like that. Like, remember, you are not protected when you're on this bike. I guess that's the advantage a little bit, and I'm not condoning this for the younger riders, but I ride with no helmet, so I gotta be on point. Like, I can't play games and then, have no helmet on. Number 7, never compete with experienced bikers. If you're riding with the pack, everybody's going in different lanes and stuff like that, you're supposed to stay with the pack side by side. But if you are not at that skill level, you can lose your life. I advise, personally, it doesn't matter if you get lost. It doesn't matter if you get separated from the pack. If they're going crazy and there's a possibility that you think you can't make a sharp turn or go in between a car, do not risk your life. I know so many people that have went down and had major surgeries and you wind up not being in the club anymore. Because that's what happens. You get hurt, you're out for a while, you got no bike, you can't ride. And then after a while, people are like, oh, you're getting a new bike. And then before you know, you're out the club. So that one accident results to you being out the club. So you're better off getting lost. People might clown you, oh, you couldn't keep up or whatever, or give you a hard time. But at the end of the day, they might carry your casket, but they ain't gonna get in there with you. Number 8, never ignore the weather conditions. Adjust your riding style according to the weather. Avoid riding in heavy rain, strong winds, and icy roads whenever possible. I used to hate that about being in the club. Certain days where it was like so messed up outside and it was like, oh yeah, but we bikers, we still got to do it. I hated that shit. If you're new to riding, I wouldn't advise it. And let people know, be honest with people, like always be real. Be like, listen, I'm not steady on my bike enough. I'm just gonna hang back. I understand you might not like that, but your life at the end of the day is more valuable than trying to front for people that will forget about you in a couple of months. They might say RIP so-and-so or whatever, but they will forget you. They will not talk about you every day. You might come up once a year if you're lucky, but they won't talk about you every day. So just understand that when you're on the road. And everything I tell you is from personal experience and things that I've seen on the road myself, being in the club, seeing the stuff that goes on. So it's never like to tell you what to do. It's just telling you what I went through and you can learn from it. If you want to or not. Like, I was the type of person that I always had to learn the hard way. If you're a smarter person, you can learn from my mistakes or things that I have seen. I got another video that'll be linked above. Thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.